Hey there, campers. It's AJ with Outdoors Podcast. Welcome to another video where I'm going to teach you how to tie your shoes. So it's come to my attention that a lot of people don't know a couple more ways of tying their shoes, which can give you more support and help your shoes stay tied longer. So I thought I'd run you through both of those real quick. I'm going for a run today, so I'm going to use both of these techniques. All right, so for the purpose of today's lesson, we're going to be using these Topo Ultra Ventures, and I've been really liking these shoes. I also use a super feet insert, if you can see that. To give me some more arch support. So the first technique we're going to use is really straightforward, all right? And it's literally just one more step from the way that you're used to tying your shoes. So go ahead and get your shoes nice and snugged up. And then I go left over the right and then through, right? Left over the right through. And that's kind of, you know, the basic cross that everybody knows. And then you make your loop, and then what most people do is they go around the loop and they go through the hole. Well, I go around the loop a second time and then through and pull that down and snug it. And what that does is it creates just a little bit more tension on the knot itself, and it really snugs it down so that you never have to double knot your shoes by, you know, doing the double loop. But at the same time, they never come undone. I've never had a shoe come undone by simply doing one extra loop. And then when you grab the ends like you normally would, they just come undone like you normally would do. So, second technique that I'm going to teach you is either called the runner's loop, or there's a couple of other names for it, but I'm going to show you the runner's loop. Now, on most running shoes, you've got a second little eyelet right here that most people never use. We're going to take the tip of the lace and go back through that and in towards the shoe, and we're going to stop just about there. We're going to do the exact same thing on this side. We're going to go through that second little loop, that second little eyelet, and just make a little loop. So what you end up with is a little loop on both sides. Now what you do is take your lace, go through that loop like you would normally. Take your lace, go through that loop, and it gives you another set of loops or eyelets. And then I just kind of pull that back and forth. I kind of work my laces to where they're comfortable and nice and snug to where I want them. And then basically tie the shoe like you normally would. And remember to use that second loop. And then pull that, snug that down, make sure everything's going in the right direction, and snug everything down nice and tight. And now you're really ready to go for a run. So one more time for the runner's loop with this shoe. Just snugging the shoe up. On the outside of the shoe, I'm gonna find that other eyelet and go back into that eyelet and pull it just where there's a little loop, a little ear there. Do the same thing on the other shoe, on the other side of the shoe. So just that little loop. And then here from straight forward, hopefully you can see that, I'm gonna take this lace and go through that little loop. I'm gonna take this lace and go through this little loop. And then I'm just gonna kind of work those back and forth, snug my shoe down to where it's comfortable. And then again, left in my hand over right, pull, loop, once around, twice around. Be helpful if these laces were just a hair longer for this technique, but that's okay. And then pull nice and snug. I'm ready to go running.